Okay, we're back, and this is part 3 of Starry Night, and we're going to paint the rest of this picture. I'm going to start with my sky, and you can actually do any color you like. If you want to do black, red, purple, blue, I mean, if you want to do green, you can, but the only thing I don't want you to do the green is because I am going to do green for the tree and maybe a green-blue down here. So you don't want green on green. You got to think about your colors. You want two contrasting colors. You could do this red-violet, which is always very pretty. I think, though, I'm actually going to do black. Okay, so I am going to choose the black. If you notice, I have two different size brushes. A big brush for the sky and the ground, the little brush for the tree and the little village, the houses. Dip your brush into the water. And I like to swirl to get that paint, okay? And I will start on this side. And what you'll do is you just paint over it once. Don't go back over it. Just dip a little more. You need to have some water and paint. What I mean by that is you just do it once. And let the oil pastel itself come through that paint. Okay. In other words, I don't want you doing this. I don't want you to paint it and then paint it again. So that's a no. Okay. You just want to paint it once and leave it, and then go to the next section. Okay. Bring my water over here since I'm working on this side. Yeah, you need to move your paint and your water to the side where you're working, and you notice I just go once, and I got a little spot right here, and that's all you do. You're not going to paint over that. Now I'm just going to work my way. You don't want too much water, okay? Now, that looks pretty dark and it looks pretty good, but if you want it darker, you have to wait until your picture is completely dry. So if I wanted to go back over this and make it darker, or maybe go over it with a purple, I would have to wait till it all dries. So I'm going to continue to do the whole thing. Now, we have worked with watercolors enough to know you just need a little bit of water, and I twirl that paint in there. And if you did it right, if you put the oil pastel down really nice and thick, you will see what happens. It's an oil pastel resist, and you can see those colors pop come right out of this black watercolor. It's really cool. This is one of the neat things about creating art, is you get to see all these wonderful things happen. I think that looks really cool, okay, how I did that. That looks good. And it's also very helpful when you like what you're doing. When you like what you're doing, what you're creating, it makes the passion and the wanting to create art and do art ever more powerful. Okay, I think that looks good. I'm just going to leave that alone. I really like this dark area right here and here, but I also like how I did that. I'm just going to leave that alone. I did get a lot of black in my water. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to get another water. So for those of you that are going to do black for your sky, you're certainly welcome to come back over here to the painting table and get you some fresh water, okay? I'm also going to grab another brush because this brush has got black on it. You're welcome to do that. I'm going to keep this brush even though it's dirty because I think I may go over the sky again with it. I'm not sure. All right, I said I was going to do my cypress tree green, and I am. I'm going to do it this green right here. And actually, I want this to be a little darker too. So, I mean, it does have a contrast there. Because I like the black. I am going to go over the black. And I think the tree looks okay. I also want to do like a dark blue-green. So I'm going to take a little bit of the blue, put it in the dark green, and I'm going to do the background. And I like that. Yeah, that looks good. That looks real pretty right there, okay? Now I'm just going to go ahead and do the ground, the landscape, or the hill, or the mountain. This actually is a small village. Vincent van Gogh, he lived in France, out in Arles, and so this scene is the little village in Arles. Arles is the village. Again, he painted this out his hospital room bedroom as he looked down on the village. Okay, so notice how I'm trying to keep my strokes horizontal, just the way the ground is. The ground is horizontal. The horizontal line, the horizon. So when you paint and color or anything, you always want to keep true to the movement of of what you're drawing. So ground would be back and forth. If we were doing a ladder or a tree, it would be vertical up and down. All right, so my small brush is going to be for the houses. And I'm going to make them nice and, this one nice and pink. Okay, this one. I forgot to put the yellow inside the windows, so I'm leaving those blank. I'm going to come back with an oil pastel and do the windows later. And then I think I want to do these orange. That one I'll just go on over like that. Okay. All right, that looks really good. I'm going to go back to my sky right now, and actually I do want to put a hint of color in here, just a hint of color. I am actually going to go back over my sky, and I think I'm going to go back over it with this red violet. Okay, so I'm going to pick that up, and yes, there we go. That looks good. So I am going over my sky with this red purple, and it kind of gives it a boost. Actually, it gives it a nice boost of color there. So I'm really liking that. All right, so once it dries, you can go back over it if you want to boost the color. And I'm actually going to boost the color in the cypress tree also. It's kind of needs a more of an emphasis. And emphasis is one of our art terms. Emphasis means that you want to draw it out. You want it to be have more attention. You want people to, that see the picture to notice it more. So that's your emphasis. Okay. And I like how I added this. That looks really good. I'm turning my paper so I can get over here a little more. Okay, and maybe one down in here. All right, that looks really good. Loving the sky. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fix this tree up. I think I'm going to add this yellowish color. Let's see if I can. I kind of want to brighten this tree up a little bit, so I'm really going to try to get some. Yeah, there we go. I want to try to brighten it up a little bit. There we go. You kind of have to experiment to see what works. Then I really like that. So the cypress tree has somehow popped out of this picture by doing this, adding a little yellow to it. Okay. I think I want to add a little yellow around the church too. It just needs some more popping there. All right. I did say I wanted to add some yellow to the windows. I think I'll just do that with paint. I could do it with oil pastel, but I'll just do it with the paint right here. Okay. And there we have it. Our Starry Night.